Today on Facing Life Head On, those supporting abortion often accuse the pro-life movement of not being concerned about the woman involved in an unplanned pregnancy. Today we're going to separate fact from fiction, and you'll be able to decide whether or not that's true. Those who promote abortion often accuse pro-lifers of caring only for the unborn child and not the needs of the woman. So this week, we decided to find out if that's true. We focused on the Midwest, where our cameras gave us an inside look at a pro-life crisis pregnancy center. But first, we met Joe Young, director of Hotline, a toll-free 24-hour hotline providing answers about pregnancy tests, STDs, abortion, adoption, medical referrals, and other pregnancy-related issues. Callers are then referred to a local crisis pregnancy center for further help.
Young women who are pregnant and scared need a resource that will connect them with a center in their area. There's very little opportunity for them to get a balanced approach to some of the decisions that they're facing. So as a crisis line, we will refer them to a center in their area that will give them a balanced information for the options that they have facing their pregnancies.
Option Line may receive 600 calls each day.
We don't only answer phone calls, but we also have instant messaging available through our website, and we have email access through our website as well.
That technology is really important to your efforts, isn't it?
Yes, it is, especially as the younger demographic, or the young women and young men that we're trying to reach, become more technologically savvy. We find that we're increasing our email and our IM context far above the rate of growth for our phone calls. Now, phone calls is the leading way that they contact us, but both IM and email are growing.
What do you know about the people when they call you?
Well, very, very little. There are some basic information that we try to capture simply so that we can do monthly reporting to base on our statistics for calls. But we don't capture addresses, we don't capture names, we don't capture identifying information that would allow us to link that call back to that person, simply because it is anonymous and confidential.
Say a woman calls here, she just found out she's pregnant, and she wants to talk through all of her options. What do your callers tell her?
Well, our consultants will first of all confirm that she is pregnant. Has she taken a pregnancy test? We will try to actually refer her to a local center that will give her another pregnancy test to actually confirm the pregnancy. Offer a sonogram if that's available at that center, so that she can see whether it's a viable pregnancy or not. And then we will try to refer her to that center. Usually when women call us, young women call us, and they're scared. You know, I just found out I'm pregnant. Whether we get a lot of married women who say, I have 3 or 4 kids, and what am I supposed to do with another child? To that young lady who's even afraid to tell her parents she's pregnant. All of those, we try to reassure them with compassion and the love of Jesus Christ, and we try to refer them to a center where they'll get supported through the decision-making process. Our objective is not to counsel that young woman. That's not what we do. We try to answer their questions, and we try to refer them to a center in their area and transfer the call to that center if possible.
What kinds of questions do your counselors answer?
Everything from I'm looking for an abortion to what is sex. We've had callers who have called us not understanding, very young obviously, not understanding if in fact they could be pregnant because they did or did not have sex, what is considered sex, to of course all of the abortion questions, morning after pill, the abortion procedures, costs of abortion, long-term effects of abortion. We get a wide variety of calls.
To handle the heavy call volume, Option Line employs about 40 English and bilingual counselors.
Our consultants are young women from the ages of 17 to their mid-60s that love and care for these people.
Okay, we have wonderful counselors in our centers, and they can provide free pregnancy tests for you and also free counseling.
They're concerned with the issues that these young ladies are facing, and young men as well. We get a lot of callers who are male, concerned about a lot of the questions that their girlfriends or significant others are going through. Their girlfriend is scared that she might be pregnant. We had an instant message the other day from a young man who just wanted to know if we were going to take a pro-life stance with her if she was to call us.
Joe says Option Line consultants will not pressure women into any decision. Instead, callers are educated about all of their options so they can make an informed choice. Abortion, though, with all its risks, is never recommended.
We do talk about the process of an abortion, but we don't ever refer for abortion in any way.
What kind of reactions do you get from women when they find out that you don't refer for abortion?
We do occasionally get the young lady who says, well, I just decided on abortion and there's nothing you can do, don't try to talk me out of it. And again, not trying to talk them out of the abortion, but trying to encourage them to educate themselves as to what does abortion mean? What effects does that have on you physically? What is the potential risk for that? And psychologically as well. There's been more and more study into post-abortion syndrome and some of the other mental effects that can be devastating to women. And we want them to truly make an informed decision before they go that way.
78% of women who contact Option Line and believe they are pregnant say they are considering abortion. After visiting a local pregnancy center, however, 9 out of 10 women choose life instead of abortion. For the team at Option Line, that's more than enough incentive to keep them going.
Because of the confidentiality of it, we don't reach back out to people. We don't try to call them and find out what their ultimate decision was. So we have to trust God in the fact that the services we provide and the services that centers provide actually work for them. But it is wonderful to get those stories, those people who call back in or email us or IM us saying, you know what, I was facing this decision and this is the decision I made and this is the benefit of it, and it really motivates our consultants.
When we return, we visit one of the crisis pregnancy centers recommended by Option Line.
Thank you for inviting us into your home. Each week we feature real people who deal with real-life issues head-on. Some of their experiences are uplifting, while others will break your heart. But in the end, the message is clear. Those who follow biblical principles on the issues of life are blessed. Become a partner with us in providing a positive, life-affirming message to help change the way the next generation values innocent human life. Please consider a generous gift to help offset the costs of producing this important quality programming. You can donate on our secure website at facinglife.tv or by calling the phone number on your screen during normal business hours. Together, we can make a real difference for life.
Whether you're a student needing answers, a parent needing help, or a concerned citizen wanting to make a difference, Life Issues Institute has the resources you need to put your values into action. Life Issues Institute is an international educational organization committed to protecting innocent human life. Life Issues Institute knows what it takes. That's why millions throughout the world turn here for help. Life Issues Institute has authored more pro-life publications than any other entity in the world, and its materials are printed in over 30 languages. Radio broadcasts, newsletters, and a website filled to the brim with the answers you're looking for are just a click away. Go to facinglife.tv and click on the link to Life Issues Institute to find out more about how you can change the heart of a nation.
Earlier, we toured Option Line, a 24-hour call center providing one-on-one help for pregnancy concerns. Consultants help men and women of all ages who are facing unplanned pregnancies understand all their options. They then refer them to local pregnancy care centers for further help. We traveled to Indianapolis for an inside look at one of these pregnancy centers. Dorinda Dragon first began volunteering at the center shortly after it opened in the 1980s. Today, she says the center's purpose is the same: to empower women to make the best choice for themselves and their babies.
The Crisis Pregnancy Center is a warm and loving place that women experiencing an unexpected pregnancy can come and get good counsel, have a friend walk them through the process of decisions that are paramount to them at the time. A girl in a crisis pregnancy feels like her life has just come to an end, and so somebody needs to be there to say it hasn't, and there's options, and we are here to be your friend and to just give you some guidance and just explain all the different options that she does have, and be able to listen to the stress that she's experiencing and just meet her where her needs are.
Well, what do you know about the women that come through the doors?
Not too much. We really don't. They come in all shapes and sizes and ages. There truly isn't a stereotype of the kind of women that come to see us.
Most come for help with an unplanned pregnancy.
Do you ever advocate for abortion if that's what the woman wants?
We don't advocate it because we've never had a girl come back and say, hey, I'm glad I had an abortion. She's usually comes back and tells us that there's a set of symptoms, post-abortive symptoms, that are very relevant and real to her. And so we don't advocate it, but we also don't push a woman in any direction because that's not fair to her. We let her make a clear decision, but we do want her to be informed about everything. And we let her ask questions about everything, and we answer them truthfully, but we do not feel that abortion is ever a good answer for a girl because of the set of consequences that go with it and their lifetime consequences. They're, maybe just depression that she cannot get over. We've had girls that have said, I can't have this baby, I need an abortion so I can finish college. But the abortion was so devastating to her that she couldn't finish college anyway because the emotions were so huge to her afterwards that she couldn't finish college anyway. We've had girls that have called suicidal after they've had an abortion. So we know those set of symptoms are very real to people. And so we encourage the girl to look at all those symptoms and those consequences and make sure that her decision is something she can live with.
Do you have any idea of how many women come in intending to have an abortion but leave wanting to keep their child?
Over 65% of those girls choose life for their baby.
Is there anything you would attribute that is paramount to having them change their minds?
Truth. Seriously, just truth. We just talk to them up front about everything and just give her all the options and the risk. What do you know about abortion? Can we educate you so that the choice that you make would be something you could live with? Because you truly are the person going to live with it. Do you know that 75% of couples break up within 3 months of an abortion? Do you know that? Do you love the boy that you're with? Do you love your husband? If that's the case, then you need to know that statistic because that's a pretty hard statistic to come against. Do you realize that that there's a grieving process that you go through with an abortion? It isn't just a quick fix. There are consequences to that decision, as there are in every decision we make. So do you know that many girls go into a depression? Do you know that sometimes girls go into self-abusive behavior because they've had an abortion? We want to let you know all these things happen to make sure that you're making the right decision. And then whatever decision you make, we love you, we care about you, we want you to know we're here for you.
But services at the center go beyond pregnancy help.
We see 13,000, usually 13,000 women. Half of them are not pregnant, and so then we deal with issues like the risk of STDs, and a nurse practitioner can do that STD testing for them to alleviate worries of possibly already having an STD. If they do find out that they are pregnant, then we have some wonderful doctors that we can refer them to if they have no doctor. If they say, yes, I really want to carry this child but I don't want to parent, then that's a great, very responsible choice and one that we honor. A girl in an unexpected pregnancy feels very out of control. So we try the best we can in counseling to give her back that control. It truly is her decision anyway. So give her back that control. One of those things to control is who adopts your child. What kind of communication do you want? Do you want a picture every year? Do you want to visit once a year? You know, what do you really want to do?
Even if a woman forgoes those options and goes through with an abortion, the pregnancy center is still there to help.
We love that woman no matter what decision she made. We truly do care about her. And we know she's going to go through a grieving process afterwards because we've talked to, hundreds and hundreds of women, and we know that that woman is going through a lifetime grieving process. We have some women that come into a program we have called Grace, and it is a program to help that woman heal. And we have women come in that have been holding this secret for 30 years, for 40 years, and they've grieved every day of their life about that decision. And so we bring closure. We recognize the child as a human being, as her child. We recognize that child's death. We recognize that the mother needs to go through an actual grieving process and put closure to that child.
What kind of success stories have you received from working at these centers?
We had a young 16-year-old girl come into the center very distraught to be here because she didn't intend to be sexually involved with her boyfriend. They'd made a pledge to stay pure until they were married. They were engaged. She got pregnant by one incident. They were both of them very ashamed, thought abortion was their only answer.